Life, limb, and eyesight as our primary mission. Of course, we'll take care of stuff beyond that, but the more we get into kind of mission drift or creep from that, then we have trouble fulfilling our primary mission, right? And so that overuse of the ER, coming to see us again for more minor things, is basically getting in the way of other people being able to seek care for emergencies, right? And that's something that we have to balance. Again, our triage process helps to kind of sort that out, right? And again, a true life-threatening emergency, your wait time when you come see me is going to be 0 minutes. You're going to see me absolutely right away. Anything that's a little more minor, you're going to get into some big waits. We have historically been pushing somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 to 8 hours in the waiting room for those more minor things, right? And that's actually a good tip off, in terms of, if you are unsure, how minor your illness is, the longer you spend in my waiting room, the more minor the illness is, right? The more severe that is, the quicker you're going to see somebody like me, right? The whole ER is designed to follow those priorities of triage. And so I would start off, again, with emergency level care. If you feel like you have a life-threatening emergency, you need to come see me in the ER, right? And so that's something we're always kind of extra cautious. I understand that's going to be, some people are going to come see me that probably didn't need to, and I'm okay with that because I'd much rather never miss an emergency, right? The decision between ER side and the urgent care side will actually help with that. My triage nurses during the day, usually from 10 a.m. to either 8 p.m. or 10 p.m., depending on the day, our fast track or urgent care side of the ER is open at that point. When that triage nurse sees you, they'll make that decision, based on what's being seen there. And you'll either be brought over to that urgent care side, that less acute side, or over to the main ER, right? Now, to try to decide between those two levels of care and then primary care, that's something where it's fine to call your primary care's office, right? 239-DOCS, the appointment line that we recommend for everything else. There's options there where you can leave a message for your PCM's nurse, right? There's also the nurse advice line. That's another option, right? That's a way to get some guidance, kind of helping to make those decisions, right? The ER itself doesn't do advice over the phone. If you show up, we take care of you, those sorts of things. The nurse advice line or, the primary care office during the day is able to kind of give you some guidance about those things. Overall, very, very broad question because it depends on a lot of stuff, right? Is this something where you're a completely healthy 18-year-old? Well, there's probably lots of stuff that can then be handled to your primary care, right? Are you somebody who's, 102 years old and has a whole bunch of medical problems? You should probably come see me then, right? You're kind of more complicated at baseline. That same thing would hold true at kind of the other end of the spectrum age-wise, right? If you're a newborn baby, you should probably come see me, right? And so there's just a lot more complexity to that. But as another example, a kiddo who's in, say, 5th or 6th grade is otherwise healthy and has had, an episode of vomiting today, that's probably something that could be handled just fine through the primary care office, right? Again, trying some home remedies first, calling and leaving a message for primary care. All those things would probably be sufficient. That probably does not require urgent care or the ER, right? Now, again, if that's something where, this child's been, vomiting constantly, is unable to keep any liquids down, isn't urinating anymore, well, that's a lot more concerning, right? So let's come see us,